I don't even understand why some Muslims in India want to go out and protest against radical Islam. Why are they not protesting against the beheadings, against these brutal killings? Why come out and attack Macron, who is attacking radical terrorism? You say that terrorism has nothing to do with religion, terrorism has nothing to do with Islam. This is the perfect opportunity to prove that. You should have been protesting, if at all, against those who beheaded and killed innocent Frenchmen, rather than those who are trying to protect their country. ILYAS Sharafuddin.
Rahul, I would like to state 2 points in this particular matter. The first point is, there is no smoke without fire. Someone has lit the fire and then the smoke starts coming out. And that person is no other than Macron himself, the President of France. He was the one who have put the cartoons of Prophet, peace be upon him, on various buildings. And he was the one who instigated the emotions of 2 billion Muslims around the world by dishonoring the Prophet. No one should take the law in their own hands. But it doesn't mean that in the name of freedom of expression, you start dishonoring Allah, Rasulullah, or any other deity of any religion. When the France have discredited the Hindu god and goddesses by printing their images on footwear as well as on toilets, we Muslims have condemned even that also. And today also we are condemning what is being done by Macron in the name of freedom of expression.
One second. Sharafuddin, you are condemning what President Macron is doing, but what about condemning the beheadings in these brutal killings? You are chanting the name of Allah and you are attacking in the name of Allah, running into whether it's a church or a building, killing, beheading. That is wrong and that needs to be condemned. Why is no one protesting against that?
See, we are stating since last no less than 25 years, no youth should take the law in their own hands and attack any innocent. It is completely un-Islamic. If any punishment is being given, that is being given by the government, not by the individual.
But nobody protested against the beheadings. Totally not one of these people who were protesting, whether it's in Hyderabad, Bhopal, Delhi, Aligarh Muslim University, nobody spoke against the beheadings. They're all protesting against what the French president is doing. And the French president is saying, I will take on radicalism no matter which religion it belongs to.
Exactly. And you might have missed that between the lines, but I would like to state that we as individual as well as organization, along with my teacher Dr. Zakir Naik, have condemned these acts since last no less than 3 decades almost. And today also I am doing on your channel. Whoever have done that should be punished. Either the nice church attack or the whatever the other attacks should be punished, along with all the crimes done by the French president and the French government in the past, that is killing 15 million Al Jazeera Muslims also.
Sebastian Farcis, there seems to be a ferment in the Muslim world against France, calls for boycotting French products, the French nation, and especially the French president growing louder. How is France looking at the backlash from the likes of Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia, who justified the killing of French people, to these protests, to what's happening in Turkey, where the president has said that Macron's gone mad, needs to get his mental condition checked? There's a violent pushback, not just in France, but world over.
The only thing I can say, I cannot speak in behalf of the French government also, of course, but what I see is a very political move, whether by the Muslim clerics or, of course, by the Muslim leaders like in Turkey. It's a political move. Why targeting Macron? I'm answering to what has just been said. What is the crime of Mr. Macron? He is not the one publishing. We have a freedom of expression. If today India Today magazine or the Times of India publishes a cartoon, news, are we going to accuse Mr. Modi of such act? It's not the case. We're not committing any crime by publishing any cartoon in France. We don't have a blasphemy law. And I want to say one thing, is that Islam is today a religion of France. And Islam is not above the law. And therefore, since we don't have any blasphemy law in France, Islam has to respect, for whatever it is, the law of the land. And we're not even talking of the Muslim in France. most of the Muslims don't even have a problem with these cartoons. Why don't we see any protest in France, but outside of France? Today, the problem we have is with a few, very few, not even a group, but very few individuals which happen to be actually recent immigrants of Muslim countries, which just attack French people. So I think all of that is really targeted as a political move against a leader which himself, and I want to say that Mr. Macron hasn't even mentioned
you make an
cartoons.
important point, Maulana Fayaz Ahmed Barkati. It's not as if President Macron is saying, oh, these guys did a great job by publishing the cartoon. He's broken no law himself. And I think Sebastian Farcis makes a very important point. Islam is not above the law. Muslims have to respect the law of the land in France.